This is the second video of instructions on how to use the Model My Watershed applications. This time we're going to be looking at the generic model. If you are on the Model My Watershed page, you will see the generic model in the Launch application. Double-click on that and it will bring up the generic model. As you can see, the generic model does not provide any specific place, but does really allow you to look at the interplay between the amount of precipitation, the land cover type, and the soil texture. Here we have a forest, and we have 2 inches of rain and sandy soil. Here you're seeing that the soil gets finer and finer, smaller particles, that means, as we move to the right. Here we can go from an 8-inch storm, which is quite a large storm, down to a ½ inch storm. Right now we will look at a 2-inch storm. We can also change the land cover type to low intensity residential. Notice that the image on top of the block diagram has changed, and you see this looks like a neighborhood that has a fair amount of open space but still has housing. You can also change to the most intense type of cover, which is commercial, where there's virtually no open space and most of the water runs off, although there is still in some cases a little bit of infiltration. If you look at turf grass on a sandy soil, you'll see there is still some runoff, whereas on a grassland there really is none. We can also change the soil texture type, and each time we do that, more of the water runs off and less of it infiltrates. If we compare grassland to turf grass, we can see that considerably more water runs off, particularly in a very fine soil. You can play with this and illustrate the various relationships that depend upon the amount of water, the type of land cover, and the soil texture. I would encourage you to play with this model and then try to figure out ways that you can use this to illustrate those relationships with your students.